The TV stations in Shanghai have really declined. They're shutting down 4 channels, sell sea cucumbers. The channels being cut include ICS Foreign Language Channel, Time Channel, Colorful Drama, and a movie channel. Channels that used to help us learn and see the world are all gone. What's left are the ones that bring in sales and profits. Basically, if you turn on Shanghai's local TV now, all you'll see are ads for sea cucumbers, home renovations, shoes for the elderly, and various types of alcohol. Honestly, Shanghai TV has really fallen behind. In the past, they produced excellent hosts and amazing programs. We used to watch shows like Intellectual Surfing, Saturday Date, Music Paradise, and Sino-Japanese Bridge. Even the Shanghai comedy actors we loved appeared in shows like Red Tea House and Old Uncle, but now they've all turned to selling sea cucumbers and other goods. The whole nature of the station has changed. It's basically Eastern shopping now. People didn't really want to watch TV anymore, and now who would be interested? It's insane. What they're doing has completely abandoned Shanghai's last bit of refinement and dignity. In recent years, with the Chinese Communist Party tightening budgets and the impact on the internet, TV viewership in China has plummeted. Many stations across the country are struggling. On September 25th, Shanghai TV announced they will be shutting down 4 TV channels and 4 radio frequencies. This is just the beginning. They plan to cut 40% of traditional channels and frequencies. That's a huge number, meaning thousands of people could lose their jobs. A few days ago, a person revealed that Shanghai Radio couldn't even pay salaries, and now the hosts have to rely on live streaming sales to make money. Some of them even cried during their live broadcasts. Being a TV host used to be a prestigious and glamorous job. They were like celebrities, and their positions were rock solid. But now, with the job crisis, some hosts have turned to live streaming to sell products, ranging from cheap to expensive items. It's heartbreaking to watch them go from the spotlight to promoting products online. They're even being accused of taking jobs away from regular people. Currently, Shanghai TV still has channels like Dragon TV and First Financial Channel, which are paid channels. Shanghai TV is owned by the Shanghai State-Owned Assets Supervision and Administration Commission, with its parent organization being the CCP Shanghai Municipal Propaganda Department. The shutdown of several channels, especially the foreign language one, has sparked discussion online. One Shanghai resident commented on Weibo, saying that after teaching foreign languages for a lifetime, they were worried when they heard that the foreign language channel was being shut down. After confirming the news with a friend who works at the TV station, they felt very sad. Due to restrictions and other factors, the foreign language channel no longer reflected its unique characteristics. The station didn't bother reforming it. Instead, they just shut it down, which is lazy governance. In such a big city like Shanghai, which calls itself the window of reform and opening up, there isn't even room for a foreign language channel anymore. It's not exactly a shame for Shanghai, but it's certainly embarrassing. Another person expressed disbelief, saying that for nearly a century, Shanghai has been China's most open city. Now they're even canceling the foreign language channel. It's hard to believe. Is Shanghai distancing itself from being an international metropolis? Shanghai is China's economic center, and its TV station is one of the largest in the country. Now even they are shutting down channels. Imagine the situation at other TV stations. There are dozens of provincial stations, hundreds of city-level stations, and thousands of county-level stations across the country. It's easy to guess what state they're in. According to a Sohu report, by the end of 2023, 700 county-level TV stations had already stopped broadcasting or had gone bankrupt. This wave of closures is still growing, and about 2,000 more county-level stations are struggling to survive. What do these numbers mean? It means that before these stations closed, they were operating at a loss for quite some time, and in many cases, the inability to pay salaries was common before they shut down. Another statistic shows how desperate the broadcasting industry is. As of 2022, the TV activation rate in China dropped below 30%. Now, some agencies are saying it might have fallen below 20%. This means that out of 10 households with a TV, fewer than 2 still use it. More often than not, TVs are just sitting there as decoration. Besides a few elderly people, it's rare for younger generations to turn on the TV or use computers to watch local television programs. This has led to a sharp decline in viewership and ad revenue in the industry. On social media in mainland China, there are frequent reports about television cutting salaries, delaying wages, laying off employees, and shutting down channels. According to statistics, before 2023, at least 140 television channels had been closed. 2023 saw a peak in closures, with 47 TV stations and 20 radio stations shutting down. The pace of closures accelerated in 2024, affecting cities of all sizes. Back in early August, reports mentioned that Shenzhen TV had announced the shutdown of its public channel and entertainment channel as of August 10th this year. A longtime employee who had worked at Shenzhen TV for 6 years recently posted online that they had sued the station because it couldn't pay salaries. What's even more shocking is that Shenzhen TV hasn't been able to pay salaries properly since 2018, and they're also behind on social insurance payments. When this employee raised the issue with management, the response was even more surprising. The manager mentioned that a longtime colleague was also affected by the lack of social insurance and couldn't afford chemotherapy when they fell ill. Moreover, Beijing Digital TV recently announced the closure of several channels, including Beijing Theater, Dynamic Music, and others. Tianjin TV shut down 6 channels, including its international channel, HD Boxing, and lifestyle channels. In less economically developed provinces, television stations at all levels are cutting salaries and laying off staff, with some employees facing salary cuts of up to 50%. Recently, there was an incident in a southern province where employees' wages were reduced to 38%. This might just be the tip of an iceberg. It reflects the entire industry's struggle under economic pressure. One TV host from Anhui revealed that their monthly salary is just over 2,000 yuan, or $285. It's not uncommon for TV station employees to receive only 1,000 yuan a month. Why are these stations barely surviving, and what caused their downfall? The answer lies in declining revenue. The primary source of income for TV stations is advertising, but over the past decade, TV ad revenue has been decreasing year after year. In 2023, it was only 58.4 billion yuan, almost half of what it was in 2013. Recently, the Zhejiang Provincial Propaganda Department's WeChat account posted an article stating that TV stations are struggling to survive. The reasons, aside from objective factors, mainly boil down to 2 attitudes. On one hand, some TV professionals have already given up. On the other hand, some station leaders are unwilling to take risks or offend anyone by pushing for reforms, so they pretend not to notice the problems and leave them for the next person to handle. The quality of television programs has declined, and as a result, viewership has naturally dropped. The article noted that while there are many radio and TV channels across the country, the content is highly repetitive. During both daytime and prime time, the same low-quality shows, like anti-Japanese war dramas, are replayed over and over, and TV shopping programs dominate the golden hours, targeting the elderly, who are often the only ones still watching TV. Many channels no longer have a market but refuse to shut down, gradually turning into institutions that exist just to keep themselves alive. The Zhejiang Provincial Propaganda Department also stated that, despite many stations experiencing losses and employees not receiving full wages or performance bonuses, voluntary closures of channels remain rare. Industry insiders have analyzed that this dilemma is caused by several factors. First, with the rise of mobile internet, new communication models have emerged. Initially, it was the popularity of the WeChat public accounts, followed by the short video era with platforms like Douyin and Kuaishou. The rapid iteration of these new communication models has increasingly impacted traditional radio and television. Second, TV viewership has drastically declined, leading to reduced advertising and sponsorship revenue. People are now more dependent on small screens, such as mobile phones and tablets, resulting in a significant loss of television viewers. The traditional distribution and advertising model for television media has shrunk dramatically. Third, many TV media decision-makers and management teams are resistant to change. Currently, TV programs lack innovation and market competitiveness, leaving them struggling when faced with market competition. Fourth, for a long time, TV stations have relied heavily on financial support from the government. In fact, even before the pandemic, many local TV stations would have had difficulty surviving without funding from local governments. Now, it's widely known that local governments are facing financial difficulties, making it even harder to sustain TV stations. A blogger shared a story about having dinner with the head of a county-level media center. After a few drinks, the head began to complain about the bleak future for county-level media, summarizing it as 2 inefficiencies and 1 waste. Ineffective work by reporters, ineffective TV broadcasting, and wasted government funds. He said the center had over 60 employees but produced no output. The local news programs had almost 0 viewership, and the only purpose for the center seemed to be capturing official meetings on camera to create a sense of formality. Beyond that, it was hard to see any value. A TV editor bluntly remarked, "Sometimes we work so hard on a project, only to find that the only people watching are ourselves. It's disheartening." One user commented that in the mobile internet era, everyone can be a reporter. When something happens, people take out their phones and capture it instantly. By the time the TV station goes through its layers of approval to report it, it's already too late compared to social media. The most significant reason, however, is the increasingly tight control that the CCP has over propaganda agencies. It's difficult to foster a culture of innovation in a country where media is censored. Another user noted that television is losing viewers because the programs lack relevance. They said, "Even the people making these shows don't believe in them, yet they expect the public to be foolish enough to buy into them. Propaganda units have lost their value entirely." Since the founding of the CCP, they have accumulated extensive experience in silencing the public. A key strategy has been to maintain control over the dominant ideology, which is to manage people by controlling their thoughts. However, with the advent of the internet era, the CCP has tightened its grip on public opinion, investing immense resources into monitoring and regulating speech, including the establishment of the Cyberspace Administration of China. After 3 years of the pandemic, China's economy continues to decline. In 2023, following the pandemic, the Cyberspace Administration frequently introduced unofficial rules to control online speech, particularly to suppress negative information. For example, in March of this year, the CCP's Cyberspace Administration launched a special campaign aimed at cracking down on the spread of so-called harmful information, including text, images, and videos. Social media platforms became a key target, and major social media websites were ordered to scrutinize content related to domestic and international news, public policy, and social events. If a phone number or website posted criticism of the CCP, it would often be banned within 2 days. Platforms like Douyin and Kuaishou, in order to survive, have had to cooperate with the powerful government, forcing the public to consume only the information the authorities want them to see. The government's control over the media has only intensified compared to 2 decades ago. As the party's propaganda mouthpiece, media professionals working in China have long been accustomed to strict censorship of their programs. In recent years, Hong Kong news outlets have become the latest targets of the CCP's crackdown. On September 28th, the official accounts of Hong Kong Satellite TV on multiple mainland social media platforms including Douyin, Weibo, and WeChat were suddenly banned, though the specific reasons remain unclear. Reports indicate that Hong Kong Satellite TV's last post was on September 5th. The account usually updated frequently and maintained a high level of activity. After the sudden ban, the station attempted to shift to Kuaishou, but the platform quickly responded by also banning the account. With both major platforms issuing the same punishment, many netizens speculated that Hong Kong Satellite TV had likely crossed a significant line. Prior to this, Hong Kong Satellite TV's account on Douyin had 14 million followers, making it one of the leading media accounts in terms of reach and engagement. Each post garnered considerable traffic, so why was it suddenly banned? Some netizens speculated that it may be due to its coverage of sensitive issues, many of which addressed darker aspects of Chinese society. The last video posted on September 5th involved a report about a village official in Shandong who was suspected of drunk driving and refused to cooperate with authorities. The official's face was shown clearly, without any pixelation, and the language used in the report was sharp and direct. In addition to covering negative news about the mainland, Hong Kong Satellite TV also reported on sensitive topics in ways that differed from state media, which gained it more attention online. Some netizens noted that the station had recently covered various sensitive issues in the mainland, such as protests by delivery workers in Hangzhou, merchants seeking justice on Temu, forced labor in Xinjiang, and the arrest of Chinese students who had threatened classmates supporting the White Paper movement. Hong Kong Satellite TV currently operates from its headquarters in Shenzhen's Shanghai Cooperation Zone, with offices in Beijing, Shanghai, Chengdu, and Taiwan, and correspondents stationed in the US, Japan, and the Philippines. The founder, Gao Hongxing, is a CCP member and a senior figure in China's financial industry, having played a key role in the restructuring of Shantou Commercial Bank. The former president, Wang Jiasi, previously served as the deputy director of the propaganda department of the Anhui Provincial Party Committee. According to its website, Hong Kong Satellite TV claims to be based in Hong Kong, reaching both sides of the Taiwan Strait and integrating into the world. Its mission is to tell China's story well. Its partners include CCTV and the Supreme Court. However, it seems that even strong political connections cannot withstand the tightening control over free speech.